Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. The 1952 Redman Tobacco set was the first major tobacco-based card set since the tobacco card era of the early 20th century. The inaugural Redman baseball card set contained 52 cards, broken down by 25 players and one manager in each league. The players were chosen by J.G. Taylor Spink, the editor of the Sporting News. The managers were the skippers of the 1951 World Series teams, Casey Stengel from the Yankees and Leo DeRocher from the Giants. Each card features a colorful, quality representation of the player against a solid background. The player's name, team, and basic biographical information can be found within a white box on the front of the card. Card backs contained company advertising. There are an impressive 20 Hall of Famers in the set. Key cards include Willie Mays, Stan Musial, Pee Wee Reese, Ted Williams, Yogi Berra, and Bob Feller. The cards measure 3.5 inches by 4 inches, which includes a half-inch tab at the bottom of the card. The cards are numbered and dated only on these tabs. Without the tabs, it is difficult to determine which year of the Redman sets a certain card comes from. It's usually easiest to determine the year by looking at the expiration date of the offer on the back. Subtract 1 from the expiration year to determine the year of the card. Collectors could separate the tabs and send them to Redman in exchange for a baseball cap. The exchange rate was 50 tabs for one free big league style baseball cap from your favorite team. The caps were made of felt with Redman's baseball cap on the inside. For those collectors not concerned with the tab, cards that have it removed are worth a fraction as compared to the complete versions, and it offers a great opportunity to own original Hall of Fame cards on a budget. In this video, I'm going to show the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1952 Redman Tobacco set based on their PSA 5 values. The values stated are for cards that still contain the tab at the bottom of the card. I'll also give the values of those cards in higher grades as well as the population count of those grades. As a side note, because most of the cards have very low population counts, the values in some grades might not reflect current prices since it may be a year or two or even more since a copy in that grade has been sold. Now, before I get to the top 10, here are the cards that just missed the top 10. At number 15, the Casey Stengel card. At number 14, the Warren Spahn card. At number 13, the Monty Irvin card. At number 12, the Robin Roberts card. And at number 11, the Richie Ashburn card. So, which cards made the top 10 list? Let's go find out. Coming in at number 10, we have the Duke Snider. In the PSA 5, there have been 30 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $150. There have only been 24 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $228. There have only been 18 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $326. There have only been 9 graded at PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale was in May of 2023 through Memory Lane and sold for $967. And there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 graded copy of the Duke Snider card. Coming in at number 9, we have the Pee Wee Reese card. In a PSA 5, there have been 30 graded copies with the current VCP average price of $156. There have been 28 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $235. There have been 16 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $585. There have been 11 graded at PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale was in March of 2019 through eBay and sold for $599. And there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 graded copy of the Pee Wee Reese card. Coming in at number 8, we have the Mini Minoso card. In the PSA 5, there have only been 21 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $177. There have been 19 graded APSA 6. They sell for around $241. There have been 17 graded APSA 7. They sell for around $225. There have been 9 graded APSA 8. They sell for around $833. There have been 2 graded APSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in January of 2018 through Memory Lane and sold for $1,364, placing the Mini Minoso at the number 4 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Mini Minoso card. Coming in at number 7, we have the Larry Doby card. In a PSA 5, there have only been 24 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $178. There have been 19 graded APSA 6. They sell for around $399. There have been 15 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $195, although I suspect that $195 sale was some time ago. There have been 5 graded A PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale was in October of 2023 through eBay and sold for $1,675. Now, while there has been 1 graded A PSA 9, there have been no reported sales of that PSA 9 in VCP's database. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Larry Doby card. Coming in at number 6, we have the Leo DeRocher card. In a PSA 5, there have only been 13 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $210. There have only been 14 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $115. Again, most likely an older sale. There have only been 7 graded APSA 7. They sell for around $330. There have only been 5 graded APSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale was in May of 2023 through Memory Lane and sold for $2,399. And there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 graded copy of the Leo DeRocher card. Coming in at number 5, we have the Bob Feller card. In a PSA 5, there have only been 25 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $255. There have been 22 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $320. There have been 18 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $258, but again, that most likely is an older sale. There have only been 3 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $1,171. And there have only been 3 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in August of 2018 through eBay and sold for $2,235, placing the Bob Feller at the number 3 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Bob Feller card. Coming in at number 4, we have the Yogi Berra card. In a PSA 5, there have only been 23 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $300. There have only been 23 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $390. There have been 14 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $990. There have only been 7 graded a PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale was in November of 2016 through Heritage and sold for $837. And there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 graded copy of the Yogi Berra card. Coming in at number 3, we have the Stan Musial card. In a PSA 5, there have been 41 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $408. There have been 39 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $673. There have been 25 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $927. There have been 9 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $2,048. And there have been 4 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in August of 2023 through Leland's and sold for $7,075, placing the Stan Musial at the number 2 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Stan Musial card. Coming in at number 2, we have the Ted Williams card. In a PSA 5, there have been 55 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $621. There have been 38 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $1,427. There have been 19 graded a PSA 7. They sell for around $1,740. There have been 10 graded a PSA 8. The last PSA 8 sale was in May of 2023 through Memory Lane and sold for $4,555. And there has not been a PSA 9 or 10 graded copy of the Ted Williams card. And coming in at number 1, we have the Willie Mays card. In a PSA 5, there have been 42 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $2,220. There have been 36 graded a PSA 6. They sell for around $2,720. Now, there have been 38 graded a PSA 7. They go for around $653, although that sale took place several years ago. There have been 11 graded a PSA 8. They sell for around $7,716. There have been 2 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in August of 2016 through Heritage and sold for $8,963, placing the Willie Mays also at the number 1 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Willie Mays card. Well, there you go, the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1952 Red Man Tobacco set. As always, would love to know what you think about the set in general and the cards that made the top 10 list. And if there are any other sets that you would like to see featured in these videos, whether it be post-war or pre-war, would love to know in the comments. Finally, if you've missed the last 2 videos in this series, you can check them out right here. With that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.